Hello and welcome to another Arkis video where we are giving the circuit experience at Nürburgring GP another go. If you are new to the game, the circuit experience challenges are a good opportunity to earn a lot of credits. In my case, I did them all at game launch, but I'm back to see if I can improve a bit. It's all a part of the learning experience. There are definitely faster drivers out there than me, but I also feel like I am learning something from going back to these circuit experiences. I will have a look at some brake markers and some general pointers. We'll have a look at the full lap as well. And if you are enjoying the content, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. It is highly appreciated. Now let's jump into this one. So we are jumping straight into World Circuits. We are jumping into the Europe section and into Nürburgring, and we both have Nordschleife and the GP circuit, and we will start with the GP circuit. And we are jumping into sector number 1. And the first marker we have to look out for is the 150 board coming up. We are on racing hard tires. This car is rather slidey, so we need to brake early. I might be braking shortly after it, but that is what I am looking for. All the way down to first gear, trying to trail brake and let the car coast in over the apex, back up to second gear, carefully coming back onto the power. It's so easy to get oversteer. Here I lift off brake a tiny bit and I short shift to third gear and slowly come back onto the power. You can see I'm staying at 50% throttle for a long time. Here I'm looking at that post on the left hand side. As that is about to disappear, we are back onto the brakes and you have to trail brake in here. I'm on the controller. You can see I'm basically just forcing the steering over. That's not the best way. Now we are lifting a bit, trying to do the weight transfer, short shifting to third gear, still careful on the power out of there. And we almost ran wide, but we survived it and we finished the first sector in a 32.360. We are jumping on to sector number 2. And here we have to look for where the sprint layout turns off to the right. I am braking before we reach the end of where it turns off because we need to brake a bit early for this one. And I'm coasting in third gear because you don't want to go in too deep. I'm actually coming in a bit too deep. I'm looking for the start of that curve, but you can see compared to the Ghost, I've got a bit of a narrow angle, so I have to be careful. I am really trying to be patient around this corner. We are exiting in second gear this time. I think you can do it in third gear as well, but it's all about patience. Make sure you make it all the way around the corner. I'm looking at the start of that curve, but you got to really be sure you brake straight on it. So if you have to brake a bit before, do that. All the way down to first gear, back up to second. And I'm just being patient, looking for that exit point there. So I make sure I don't run wide on the exit. And we finish that sector as well. We are jumping on to sector number 3. And in this sector we have the Schumacher S's, which is a bit tricky, especially on racing hard tires. You can look for the corner marker or the fence on the right hand side. And here I am braking a bit. You need to use coming off that curb and putting some weight on the front tires to make sure you make it around the corner. Otherwise you will end up in the gravel. And we are coming up towards this corner. I am using that light gray stuff. Also need to brake early because you want to catch the inside camber on this corner. I'm short shifting to third, but watch, I'm being careful on the power. It's easy to get oversteer, and roughly after that curb ends on the inside, I am braking a bit, using second gear for rotation, letting the car coast, going back up to third gear and carefully applying the power again. I am almost running wide there. It has always been a tricky corner for me, but we clear that sector as well. We are jumping on to sector number 4, and this is the final sector as well. Now we are coming up the hill. We've got this small kink that is nothing to worry about, but we've got the final chicane coming up, and I am looking for, there is a slight change in the color of tarmac. It's a bit tricky to see in these conditions, but once you can spot it, you can see it. And all the way down to first gear, cutting a lot of this, and you can hit that bullet. I'm straight up to third gear on this run and just trying to get down the power. And for the final corner, I'm looking for that last bit of red barrier back there, and we are on the brakes, and I am also using a bit of first gear just to get the car rotated towards the apex, back up to third again, and just carefully coming back onto the power. I had a bit of a slidey moment there as well, but we finished this fourth and final sector, and we are ready to have a look at the full lap, and this time we will run it without interruptions. We also have to clear the final corner before starting the lap, so we are going to do this all over again, looking for the red barrier at the end, using a bit of first. This is a bit clumsy, but it's not that important. We just want to get a good run out of that corner. Now we are coming down towards turn 1. We are having a look for the 150 board on the left hand side, and we are hard on the brakes, braking in a straight line, going down to first gear, carefully coming off the brakes, back up to second, be careful coming back onto the power, lifting and braking a bit, and short shifting to third gear, but really be careful applying the power. When you see the lamp post on the inside, we are braking again, shortly down to first gear, short shifting to third gear coming out of here, and I didn't really get that right, but we did survive it. Looking for where the sprint layout disappears. This time I'm using a bit of second. I'm getting a better angle into this corner this time, and we are trying to exit in third gear, and yeah, I didn't really get the car pointed straight, so I lost a bit on the exit, looking for the start of the curve, and we are down to first gear, just trying to find that late apex, back up to second gear and out of there. Now for the Schumacher S is looking for the fence and the corner marker. This time I am only lifting a bit, but yeah, really need to be careful. Almost ran wide there. And looking for the light gray stuff, onto the brakes, down to second gear, find the inside, back up to third, careful coming back onto the power, briefly down to second gear, coasting in, back up to third gear, and now it's just flat out through the kink. We're coming up towards the final chicane. We are looking for that change in the tarmac just after the 150 board, hard on the brakes all the way down to first gear, and yeah, this time I am just short shifting to third gear, not straight up to it, and down to first gear for a moment, back up to third on the exit, and we managed to go across the line in a 1:55.762. So that's almost a 2-second gap to the required time for gold on this. The fast drivers can do it a lot faster than me, I know, but I got an improvement in myself compared to when I did this the last time, and that's what counts for me. I hope you enjoyed this video, found it entertaining, maybe even somewhat useful. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.